Big Ten battle in Columbus on CBS. Number 16 Ohio State taking on Maryland. Looking to stay hot at home. Buckeyes 9-0 in their building this year. But Maryland, they've won 7 of the last 10 between these two. A few minutes in, Buckeyes making a statement. Malachi Branham in the corner. Buckeyes up 6, then Branham again with the triple. That one rattles home. Made it a 9-point game. All Buckeyes early. That would be the theme, as with this one. E.J. Liddell quiet to start this thing off, but then got going. Hammers at home. Buckeyes up 14 minutes later. Lead down to 10. Well, back up to 12. Liddell, get that man the ball. Kind of just finding the soft space on the baseline there. Gets a little floater to go. Showing off the full package inside 15 feet was 3-2. Big man's got it. Ohio State up double digits throughout. Liddell in the first half, 11 points. He's had 10-plus in every game this season. And he could dish it out, too. A little drive and kick there to Justin Arns. His triple's pure. Buckeyes up 15. Lead would be 13 entering the half. Maryland shot at just 29% from the field in the first half, and that's not going to get it done when the big hoss has got it going. Second half, more Ohio State, more Liddell. Up 17 on the break, showing off the handle as well. Look at the big man. Ohio State up 19. Yes, sir. Maryland would cut the lead to 11 with 5 to play, but when in doubt, just get it to the big guy. Buckeyes up 14 after the and one. Then Liddell with an open 3. Show it off, kid. Ohio State wins this one easy behind their star player. Liddell 24 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. It's his 5th double-double this year and his 9th game with 20-plus points this season. 82-67 is your final. Ohio State doing things at home. Now 10-0 at home. They will hit the road on Wednesday to take on Rutgers. Ohio State does cover the 9.5. This one comes in over the total of 138. It's time now for the Geico 15. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to find out how much you could save. We are joined by CBS senior college hoops writer Matt Norlander. Matt, we need your initial reaction to this one. Really a statement made here by Ohio State. Now, it wasn't the it wasn't their biggest test here on the upcoming schedule, but your initial reaction to the means with which they won this game is what?
That's a positive sign. E.J. Liddell played so well in this game, and it was the kind of performance, frankly, Joe, that I think reinforces the idea that E.J. Liddell needs more consideration to be a first-team All-American this season. Now, men's college basketball is having a phenomenal season in terms of how many players are really, really good this season. E.J. Liddell is competing with about 10 other players to be on a 5-man All-American team. But to see him do what he did, have a double-double and come up big in that spot. Maryland's not an elite opponent. Danny Manning's the interim coach there. But still, more and more, I've heard so many good things. Remember, E.J. Liddell flirted with going pro last season. He did not. He decided to come back. And his growth has been big time. I take him in the first round in this year's draft, but that's just me. He had 24 and 11 here for the Buckeyes, who get a good home win because upcoming here, Ohio State's got a couple of roadies that it's going to have to handle. And getting all the wins at home is huge because the Big Ten's so competitive at the top of the league. I don't think Ohio State's going to wind up finishing atop the league ledger. I think that Purdue and Illinois are going to really fight that out. Those teams actually play on Tuesday, but Ohio State's going to get a good seed. And for this program, this team, Joe, it's all about redemption because last year it was a 2 seed and got upset in the first round by Oral Roberts. So they want to make a big-time statement once they get back to the tournament.
I want to explore that upcoming schedule a little bit more here, Matt, because they're 10-0 now at home with this win on Sunday. They're going to play 7 of their final 11 regular season games at home. I know you said that they don't necessarily strike you as a team that's going to end up at the top of the standings, but do things set up to give them the best chance to do so? Only a couple more ranked opponents down the stretch as well?
You make a fantastic point. Yes, they'll be in the equation because of the way the schedule is going to bounce back in their favor here. They get the likes of Minnesota, Indiana, and then Michigan and Michigan State to close out. They still have to play at Illinois. They got to do a return against Maryland, we'll see. And the next 2 road games are Rutgers and Michigan. So it's not a lot of high end in terms of competition within the Big Ten specifically. But there's a chance, as we talk right now, I'm going to refresh this Big Ten. The standings right now, Illinois is 10-2. Purdue is 9-3 alongside Wisconsin. Michigan State also has just 3 losses in the column, and Ohio State does as well. So there is a chance, but I think on the whole, your Illinois, Purdue, those teams are just a little bit better. I think Wisconsin might be a tad bit better. But again, the Big Ten's loaded at the top, and Ohio State is a Final Four contender. I want to be clear about this. The Buckeyes have been a little bit on and off the radar. I do think this team can make the Final Four, and it's one of the few teams that has a win against Duke this season. Now, that also came at home, but that's a big-time win, and I expect the Buckeyes to have a very respectable seed once we get to Selection Sunday, which is 5 weeks away.
And the countdown is on. It is time now for the Geico 15-second statement. Matt Norlander, Monday, 4 top 25 teams in action. Give us something bold for what lies ahead.
Here's my bold statement here. So Duke did not have any issues going on the road against North Carolina and just pasting the Tar Heels, giving the Tar Heels their first home loss of the season. But Virginia comes in next into Cameron Indoor, and Tony Bennett's had a decent amount of success there over the years. So I'm going to say that Duke will win against the Wahoos, but Duke's going to narrowly do it, and it's going to find itself in a real grinder, 1 or 2 possession game late. Duke has a harder time at home against Virginia than it did on the road against North Carolina.
Matt Norlander weighing in here on HQ. We thank you always for the thoughts. And there he is, the podcast that you need in your ears right now. Matt Norlander's Eye on College Basketball podcast. He and Gary Parrish break all things college hoop each and every day on the Eye on College Basketball podcast. Get it in your ears right now. And Super Bowl week is upon us. Live coverage coming your way from LA each and every day here on HQ. This presented by Geico.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.